First time I came across meditating was when I was 13 from my English teacher, right? She brought me a book, and it was about monks, things like that, the meditating and how the experience was supposed to be. I didn't read the book in a little while, so I don't remember the name of the book. But I don't think she really knows the impact she had with giving me that book. At the time, I didn't even see it either. Like, it was just, my English teacher, she gave it to me. It was her first year teaching. She just graduated from college, and like, absolute sweetheart. You know, she was amazing, right? The only teacher at the time that I passed a class in, because every other teacher I was not listening. I was sleeping in their class, but I was very attentive in her class. I wanted to make her proud of me as a student, and I believe she realized that. She recognized that, how much more I was respectful to her, and more attentive in her class. So she got me that book. Now, when I started reading the book, I thought my experience was supposed to be like everybody else. Like, in that book, I was supposed to have a clear head. I was supposed to, have these amazing experiences that everybody was having in their meditation sessions. And at the time, it wasn't what I needed, but it was what I needed, if that makes sense to y'all. Like, it gave me another way to handle problems, because at that time, at that age group, all I knew how to solve my problems, any frustration I had, anything, was to utilize my fist. I want to fight. If I feel disrespected, if I feel slighted, I just want to fight. The only way you was gonna make me not fight you was if you had a knife on you. I was not, listen, you not stabbing me up. That ain't happening, right? If I knew you played with guns or whatever the case may be, like, yo, listen, bruh, you got it. Or if you, like, highly outnumber me. At that age, like, or you had to be some super big dude. You get what I'm saying? I was 13, skinny as heck. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm still slim, athletically built, but I'm talking about, I ain't even go through my growth spurt, none of that. Skinny as hell, big ass head, and sometimes I came across dudes that was like 16, 17, 18, 19, 21 to fight me, but those was the ways I was gonna back down to you. Like, for instance, I remember some cat, he knew somebody I was with at the time, and he had asked them, like, they knew somebody that was willing to sell a gun. I'm 13 at the time, and I'm looking at him like, oh shoot, like, he an older cat, 16. So a couple of months later, he found himself wanting to fight me over some girl that liked me. I'm not feeling her, but she liked me, and I guess he was feeling her. Found himself wanting to fight me. Listen, dog, I ain't about to fight you, right? One, because I'm 13, you 16. If I beat you up and people find out I beat you up, what's that gonna do to your ego? You might want to kill me. We look at these kids nowadays, and even in my era growing up, people couldn't take an ass whooping. And imagine you being a 16-year-old getting beat up by a 13-year-old. You might want to kill me. Listen, I'll take that L. You call me a punk, you call me whatever you want to call me that, but I'm still walking, I'm still breathing today, right? But I bring that up. I bring these stories up because I know it's relatable to people that grew up in urban areas, and just dealt with that kind of environment. And a lot of us, we not taught different methods on conflict resolution, right? And this teacher provided me an opportunity to give myself teach myself something to handle internal conflict resolution before I went to try to solve a conflict externally with somebody else. And that was through meditation, right? So when I started to meditate, I found myself being frustrated, extremely frustrated, because I'm like, why am I not having these experiences that everybody else is having in this book that I'm reading, right? And at the time, well, she was a teacher in English, and she was a teacher about providing me another way to have to handle conflict resolution. I don't believe, well, she didn't teach me the principles, different methods with meditating. Maybe because she didn't know. Who knows? But she did provide me value. I don't want to take that away from her at all. That's not why I bring it up. So as I started to grow, I shifted away from meditating, but I found other tools how to handle myself. Started to pick up basketball 2 years later, things like that, to transmute energy. But it was frustrating. I know a lot of people, when people come to me and we speak and they want to start their meditation journey, a lot of them be like, they can't focus their mind. They have a whole bunch of things going on. And I relate to that. I relate to it till this day. I relate to it in the past, right? And so the ways for which I improved was I started to set an intention, I started to release control, and I started to do belly breaths, right? So with the setting an intention is, why am I having this meditation session? Because now I can focus. Am I trying to visualize something? Am I trying to visualize the future that I'm trying to create? Am I focusing on opening a chakra, clearing up a chakra? Am I focusing on some kind of stress or trigger that I've had early in the day, and it's uncomfortable, and I really want to handle it? And so I set an intention for why I'm doing that meditation session. And that has helped me focus on what I'm doing at the time. The next one is releasing control. So a lot of times I'm trying to empty my mind. I'm trying to have this experience that everybody else is having. So I'm trying to fight my thoughts. And it made more and more thoughts come up. And this would be frustrating, and I would be like, F it. I'm not meditating anymore. Like, it's not working for me. And so I had to learn how to release control. Like, listen, if my mind wants to wander for a little bit, maybe it needs to clear up some things. Maybe it wants to show me something throughout the day that I may have overlooked and I need to really pay attention to. A piece, I might have forgotten something, or it was a lesson I needed to learn. So I learned how to release control in my meditation sessions. The next one is the belly breaths. And I learned that just recently by reading a book. And this is why, like, sometimes, reading books is important. Like, experience, to me, your own experience is the most powerful thing. But sometimes it's knowledge and that you can receive from a book that's important. So in the book, the guy had talked about breathing into our stomachs. A lot of us learned how to breathe into our chest, but when we pay attention to babies breathe into their stomachs. And this is how you get more oxygen flowing through your organs, through your body, and it helps us to have more energy. And so I learned in my meditation sessions to breathe into the stomach and then breathe out. And what that has helped me do is, throughout my day, is breathe into my stomach, even when I'm not meditating. And with that, like, what it helped with is releasing the tension that happens throughout the day. Maybe, like, I'm at work or I'm actively doing something, so I can't go right into a, close my eyes meditative state. But what it assists with is that I'm basically always meditating, because I'm always getting a full amount of air. most of the time. I do catch myself at times doing short breaths, but most of the time I'm looking to catch them full deep breaths throughout the day, so I'm maximizing the amount of oxygen that I'm getting, that I'm receiving, so that the stresses throughout the day is getting released moment by moment, and I'm not having a build up where it's like, yo, now I absolutely need a meditation session. So family, those my three ways for which I improve my meditation sessions. If y'all have some ways that y'all have tapped in with that improved y'all meditation sessions, please leave it in the comment section. I really would like to hear those and see if I could implement that in my meditation session. I hope this provide value to you, gave you some kind of insight on how you can improve your meditation sessions. Make sure you subscribe, like, share with your friends. Peace, family.